Hey YouTube, I'm a little overdressed for unpaid mechanic. I just got done preaching and I'm too lazy to go out there and change clothes. And as soon as I change clothes, I'm going to bed. So I wanted to give an update. For those, I had given an update about the Hummer H3, my 2007 Hummer H3 that I so love. And last time y'all had heard, it had a code on the transmission. Had two codes on the transmission. And I had messaged some of y'all individually who were like, what happened? What happened to it? And I was like, well, new transmission. So anyway, we got a reman transmission for, I want to say it was $2,700. You say, how in the world can you spend $2,700 on a transmission? You're a preacher. I know. Had to borrow the money. And I'm still paying for it. On a vehicle that I'm still paying on. That's bad financial. Don't do that. That's bad finance. My wife had to have the Hummer, and it's fun. It's a fun vehicle, you know. So anyway, we got a new transmission thanks to Escambia Transmission. Shannon White down there. Shannon White did an excellent job. Went through and made sure everything. One of the things I want us to realize, he pulled the pan off of the old one. And he found a magnet in the bottom of it. And he said, they knew. The ones who had owned it prior to me knew there was an issue. And it put magnets in the bottom to catch all the little metal flakes that was coming off of a failing transmission. Now, I was getting that P whatever it was, that speed sensor. I can't remember exactly. You can go back and look at my other videos. But on that, the one on the inside for that 2007 model, the one on the inside where you have to actually, I guess you had to take the pan off of it to get to it. It like wraps around it. Well, it came with the new transmission. So had I changed that out, would that have cleared the code? I don't know, because the new one came with the reman. I bought a remanufactured one from GM, which I thought was a decent price. It came with, I think it's a 3-year, 100,000 mile warranty on it. All right, we got that, and it ran great. I mean, like, shifted like a brand new one. All right, so we had just got that done. My wife, for those who didn't know, had just went through a bout of cancer. That's one reason I hadn't been on here, is because she's had cancer. But thank God she's doing much better. Had the last chemo, I guess, 2 months ago, and she's doing much better. We got to go back to Houston and do our scans. And so anyway, everybody be praying that we keep getting good scans, because cancer is no joke. But anyway, so in the process of driving to Houston, we had a leak, and we had a pinion seal to go out in Mississippi, and had a very nice couple, and I'm not gonna mention names, but y'all know who y'all are, that we saw there, met them in the Walmart parking lot. You know, that Walmart had, I was like, can you please fill this up with fluids? And they got underneath there, and we got to talking. He said, well, I can fix it. And we kept it at their house. We got a rental car. He drove me to get a rental car. He fixed my Hummer. And when we drove back from the first treatment, it was there waiting for us. He didn't charge us nothing. Anyway, so it was an awesome experience. When I say it was a God thing. And so just a couple of sweethearts there in Mississippi that was there for us. All right, so we get it back. All right, we get it back to Alabama. And all of a sudden we start getting an oil light. And so what do? You know, oil light. I knew I had gotten an oil light earlier on that, and I went through and I changed the oil with some really good, you know, the Mobil One synthetic, you know, top dollar stuff. And don't argue with me. Don't tell me, you know, that's just mid-grade. No, it's the highest stuff you can get at Walmart. Okay. So I changed out with that, put a new Fram filter on it. It ran great. Then the oil light started coming on again and again. And so then I went in there and started cleaning the camshaft sensor. All right, and it kept going. Then we started driving it to Birmingham from the Florida state line. oil light came on and it started going tick, 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 and I was like, oh no. So I had it towed back over to Escambia Transmission. Well, we thought it might be the timing chains on it. You know, that it was just, because it was also stopping. It would just all of a sudden you come to a red light and go boom and die. You crank it back up and it would go, and it would go. And so that was happening too with the oil light and all that. Well, come to find out, it wasn't making any oil pressure. They did an oil compression test on it, and it was giving them no pressure. And then also, as it was running, they could hear the things just grinding against each other. So guess what? Monday, which was today's Sunday, so last Monday, my used motor from eBay with 62,000 miles on it, that I paid $2,700 for with $200 shipping, is getting put in the beginning of April, which is in a few weeks. You're saying, wait a second, you're a preacher. You shouldn't be having that kind of money. I know. We went and got a loan. So now we were still paying off the other loan, and we still owe on the Hummer. This is not great financial advice, but man, we love that vehicle. But our theory behind that is we're going to have a pretty much new Hummer. I mean, unless the four-wheel drive goes out or whatever. And I won't be taking it back out in the woods anytime soon. And I'm going to go real easy on it because I got this thing needs to last, and we need to be able to drive it out to Houston. So that's the update on the Hummer H3, my 2007 Hummer H3 with 160-something thousand miles on it. For the last 4 months, we've been without a Hummer. We've been driving rental cars out to Houston, and that's been nice because we got to drive all these different cars. And locally, I got a little 93 Ford Ranger, which I plan on doing some things this year with it. Let me give you the rundown on the Ford 93 Ford Ranger, teal green. Not just any Ford Ranger, but a 5-speed teal green 4-banger. Okay, the 4-cylinder. Sexy as can be. Okay, stock wheels. I'm just telling you. I mean, you're saying, preacher, how can you can be a preacher and be that sexy? I know. But in that Ford Ranger, there's several things. I got a headliner that is not falling down, it is falling to pieces. When I say pieces, I mean it is falling to, like, I got pieces are falling down. I've got a cracked windshield. I've got a back windshield that will not lock closed. For those who want to take my radio, it just opens up. I mean, there's really not anything to take. I bought an old radio off Craigslist. Paid $30 for it. It's got all the stuff wiped off the front of it. I've got an amp in there, which I paid $30 for. That was in a flooded car that I went and had repaired, and now it's messed up. Why? Because I decided to tighten up the screws while I was playing, and I touched the frame with the screwdriver and said pop, and it now doesn't work. That'll make you feel stupid. Also, I've got to have new bearings on the front because it's going to when I'm starting to turn around corners. It needs an oil change, and it needs a tune-up because it's starting to miss. And it's got a crack in the exhaust. Okay, all these things. Now, when am I going to do it this year? I don't know. But if there's something, if y'all would bring it up saying, man, I would love to know how to do X, Y, Z, I'll figure it out because I am going to work on this truck. I'm not getting rid of it. This Ford Ranger, it's like, I don't want to be ugly, but it's like that friend. That friend that's not, not necessarily a good-looking friend. He's not really that smart. Matter of fact, he's not really good socially, But by George, he's a friend that's always there for you. That's my Ford Ranger. That's my 93 Ford Ranger. It's always there, and it doesn't matter if it's wanting to run or not, whether it's feeling a little sick. Somebody who'll pick me up and carry me and drive me wherever I want to go. Will it go out in the woods? No. Will it get stuck in the yard? Yes. I've got it stuck in my yard. Okay. That Ford Ranger. But man, it's devoted. And so I bring all that up to say, we're going to work on the Ford Ranger a little bit. Also, the Hummer H3 2007 with 160,000 miles is getting a new motor. Has that atrocious radio system in it right now. Some of the speakers are blown. The radio's making kind of weird noises. So that may be another project because I'd love to put a system in it. That'd be great. He said, but you're a preacher. I know. But man, I love the bump. So anyway, y'all let me know. Also, for those that are, that are my fans, you few fans out there, subscribe to the channel. I mean, just go ahead and, this thing is right there. You said, boop, subscribe. You'll get videos. I promise not to wear you out with useless videos. This is about as useless as you're going to get, but I felt that y'all deserved an explanation. Also, you can share, you can comment, you can ask questions. But anyway, it's for you. This thing is for you to keep your old thing running. And I made up a few rules. Number one, we're going to do all these repairs with less than $50. Meaning that if a tool costs more than $50, we got to find some way to do it without it. And I'm going to try to keep that rule as far as I can and not take it to the shop, but use my own stuff and spend less than $50. I think it would be true to the channel. But y'all let me know what you think. Sorry for taking so long to get some videos back to you. And also, y'all want me to be on the lookout for an old car that, to get it fixed up. I thought about getting an old Boxster Porsche and try to fix it up. I don't know, I'm just crazy like that. You say, but you're a preacher, you don't get that kind of money. I know, but I got credit. So I can, make that work. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. We'll see y'all next time I post, which will be, I don't know. But I will give you an update on the motor when it comes in, let y'all know what I think about it. But we will holler at y'all later. Bye, YouTube.